Okay, let's load them up. Got my coffee and some Manor Lords. Okay, so I basically I continued a little bit because I wanted to get this region done before I started moving on to the next region. So what I did, I just fast forwarded a lot and basically let this finish building. I think we fast forwarded about 1 year or maybe 2 years, so we can get to a more interesting point in the game, I guess, where we start expanding into a second region or maybe a third, maybe do some combat, stuff like that. I started building the manor, and I guess we'll see this stream for a bit where it will go. It's only 9%, so you basically miss nothing except for this, but this was already put down and built in the last stream as well. But now it's just finished. Is there anything else we did? I don't think so. I didn't really build or upgrade anything. I mostly just fast forwarded a lot so I could get a bunch of money, so I could start taxing the people once my manor was completely built. And I wanted to fix this so I could get at least one rye field going, and it is. It's 70 rye this year, and I believe with the new update. Sadly, I don't have a baker. I only have a communal oven. But otherwise, I could have gotten 140 bread out of that. For 1 year, which is actually kind of good for just one field. So, food-wise, that would have put us around our mushrooms. So, pretty good. But it's probably going to be just 70 bread a year. I might not even keep it. We'll see what happens. I might just sell it as flour instead of just making it. But right now we did upgrade some of these houses so they could actually support more families. We put a person in the communal oven over here. So when the harvest comes around and when the mill mills the grain. That's a mouthful. We will get the rye flour and turn it into, well, we'll see what happens. We either turn it into bread and we sell the bread because it's worth 1 silver more or 1 more regional wealth, or we just sell it as flour and then we kind of just don't bother with milling, or sorry, with baking, and then we use that extra pop that we have here, the extra family, for something else. Most likely it will become probably a clay miner, since one family on the clay furnace is easily keeping up with one family on the clay mine. So let's see here. Yeah, we constantly are out of clay. We currently have 2, and these people just turn it into roof tiles really quickly. When I fast forwarded last year, I think they produced, like, let's see, we can see here. They only ate in the last 30 days, it says. Well, the month is not that long, so. I guess last time, in a year, I produced something like 90, which means I can sell them. Oh yeah, there's 30 still left here. Price is already going down for this, which is sad because it's worth only 2. But I guess it's just roof tiles, I get it. But that's still, that's between, let's say we make 50 a year at least. That's still 100 regional wealth a year extra. Which is okay, that's fine. We can offset our tool maintenance with that quite easily. Because we're going to have to do that really quick. Because the silver, sorry, not the silver, the salt is running out already. We're at 219. And once this runs out, we'll have to turn it into a deep mine. And as a deep mine, it produces it infinitely, but also at a slower pace. And what you can do to help that, or offset that, is put the maintenance all the way up. And then it will get a little bit of a labor speed bonus. And it also prevents the deep mine from collapsing, because that's also a new feature. Deep mines can now collapse if they're not maintained properly. So that's something to keep an eye on, for sure. Make sure that we put that maintenance up. And the same basically for the mining pit over here, for the clay surface. Once we turn it into a deep mine, we'll have to probably turn this up, which means that we'll be using at least 8 tools a year, which is quite a lot for a village that doesn't produce it. Hence why I want to make as much side money by just selling some stuff that we're probably not needing for this village anyway. Because as soon as we start taxing with the manor, it's going to start draining their regional wealth, meaning that they also will have less resources to actually import goods that they need. That problem will be solved once we claim this region, because this region has a rich iron, which is why we're going for this. And let's see, it also has, you can't see that like this, of course. It also has rich farming, rich soil, and we're gonna produce a lot of beer here, and probably some bread as well, so we can just, send it to this region. And what I'll probably import from this region is going to be pork. So right now we're not making that much pork. It's doing okay, but I really want to start upgrading our pork production here, so that we can start turning those into sausages. Because I was having a look at the trade prices yesterday, and let's see, no, that's crops food. Let's see, there we go. Sausages are actually worth 7 regional wealth, which is, I think it's Lebkuchen, which aren't in the game yet. I think it's the most valuable piece of food there is in the game, yeah. It's also one of the most valuable items in the game, actually. Like spices, for instance, you can import them, but they're not in the, they don't have any use yet as far as I know. Let's see, I don't think there's anything that's even worth 7. I guess shoes. Yeah, we can do shoes, especially if we start doing sausages from mutton, which we can do as well by importing sheep. But I'm not sure if I want to start importing sheep, because I had a closer look at how this functions, and our woodland affinity is already down to 70, which it was 73. Now, that might seem like nothing, 3%. But if I keep building more rural buildings, for instance, level 1 burgage plots are count as rural. But also, if I create more grazing land for the sheep, it will increase the meadow size. And as I increase this and this will obviously go down, because if you're quick at maths, then you can see that this totals at 100%. So it always is 100%. So wherever I increase something else, it will decrease it somewhere else, obviously, because it's just, how it just shows you how the region is divided in which environments. So I want to make sure that we keep farmland reasonably low. That's why we only put down 1 farm. Since we're going to do that in another region, right? The game is trying to push you into specifying your regions. Rural is inevitable. It's going to go up anyway, because what will happen is the more houses you build, the more the rural will go up. Same goes for urban, actually. I think it was either level 2 or level 3. I think it's level 3, actually. Level 3 urban buildings, not just the artisans, but all level 3 urban buildings now actually increase... all level 3 burgage plots increase urban affinity, which is nice, but I don't think I'm going to be able to use this very much. It increases the durability of maintenance for urban buildings equal to the urban environment. I'm probably not going to get that many artisans in this town. I've been going back and forth about this yesterday, but maybe something that produces like a joiner or a warbow maker is probably going to be the only thing, and then later on I'll turn that warbow maker into turning crossbows instead of warbows, because we can import iron parts from this region. But until that point, I don't think I'm going to build too many artisans over here, because artisans are a level 2 and level 3 burgage plots, which require that we upgrade our church. They require clothing, they require beer, and what else? They require, I guess that's it. Well, they require an extra food type, but I think I already produce all the food types they would need, because we have some fruit along the way. It's going to take a while for it to grow, because we put some an apple orchard over here. We put some honey over here to increase that pollination. Just a little bit of an extra bonus. I didn't really know what to do here. And I'm still trying to get this up to 80%. It keeps hovering about 78 or 79%, and I just can't get that last percentage up to like just to make it up to 80, which would increase my current effects for approval, which is right now it's only monthly migration +1 and passive income +1. But I'd like to get at least that +2 monthly migration, so it helps a lot with growing the village really quickly. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. I've been looking at this. I think I might be able to get it with either the grains or the fruits, because it doesn't seem that honey is actually consumed. Maybe it is, but I can't really find it on this. I can't really find it on this chart, or whatever you want to call it. It's just not there. Fishes I could start importing or actually producing, because we also are thinking about maybe getting this, the Teufelsberg, which has a fishing resource on top of the mountain, which does make it look a little bit like a volcano. Oh, we get another save. Also, the AI villages are coming along very nicely. It looks good, I'd say. I put the AI on purpose on top of this mountain, or a hill, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's a bit of a weird terrain, right? But the AI is doing pretty well, actually. It's keeping track of its resources. It's not cutting down the resources, the area of the resources, where, you know, if you cut down these trees, they will despawn. It's also making sure that it has firewood. It's built churches. It actually upgraded some of its houses. And I'm going to assume that... Oh, yeah, okay, no. You can see it. This is a blacksmith, yeah. He's already producing his own tools. Which is, I don't know, it's quite impressive, actually. Has a bunch of stables. Or upgraded his granary. Like, this is a vast improvement over the last update, where it basically did nothing. Well, it did stuff, but it didn't do much. It basically only just built something, and the AI cheated. It got infinite resources and could just do whatever. But right now, it does seem that it actually keeps track of what it needs to do. Like here, over here, it even built a forager hut all the way out here, which isn't optimal at all. I don't understand why it wouldn't just draw a little road between this, or maybe does a road go between this? Yeah, there actually is a road. It doesn't seem the AI is using it though. I guess the distance. Oh well, actually. Oh no, they are moving between this region like this. But yeah, I can understand that this might be nothing to some people, but the first iteration of the AI villages were a bit lame, to say the least. I don't know how to explain it any other way. They basically didn't do anything and they cheated. But right now it seems like they're actually functioning. And I also thought I saw that they were building a manor, actually. And I'm curious if they will actually build a working, functioning castle and then also get units from that. Because in the previous version, once bandits spawned on the map, these would take over the AI villages, and the AI would just not know what to do with it, and they would just be dead. nothing would happen. They'd just abandon it, and it would be game over for them. But just now, I saw them actually... I think I saw them... I guess I was mistaken. I thought I saw them build a manor somewhere. Which case means that they do spawn with some troops. Which means they might defend themselves if we claim their territory. So I'm curious to see what will come of that. I can't seem to find it. I guess they do not have it. Can't really see it. It's also hard to see with the snow still. Oh, wait, manor. I saw it somewhere. Here you go. This is the manor? Oh, I guess it's invisible right now because he's upgrading it? Or is this a bug? Let's take a little screenshot so you can post it on the Discord. Because it does help the dev if you make, you know, proper bug reports, right? This is a love project. There's a lot of effort going into this game, and I want to fully support it. So that's why sometimes making a little screenshot and posting it on the Discord can help with finding bugs. For us right now, let's fast forward a little bit more so the snow goes away and then we can see everything a little bit better. We'll zoom in a little bit on the town. Ah, okay, the AI does claim stuff now, so they do use their influence and power. Let's see, did they actually... They didn't take out any of the bandit camps, which is interesting. So I wonder how it's claiming this, with what kind of influence and how it got this. Is it paying a tithe? Or is it cheating? I wonder. We can resolve the claim on the battlefield though, which would mean that we would declare war on this AI. Which, I mean, once this game is finished, it's going to be awesome to just have diplomacy and stuff like that. Because you can send like letters and stuff. I guess I could send a letter. I require silver for my endeavors. 0 silver, it says though. So I'm not sure why I would do that, but whatever. It's not finished yet. But I guess I could attack the AI. We don't have... Well, we do have, actually, some troops. What I could do is it might be in time enough if we import spears and large shields. They are rather expensive though, and we need at least 16 more to have at least one full unit of spear militia. Spear militia, which are fine. You can just... What I like to do is the retinue just can take a lot of damage, make sure that they're at the front. They can take the charge from the bandits or like spear militia, and then you basically flank or charge from behind with another unit. Since they are fairly stable and strong, they can definitely take a charge, a straight on charge, so that shouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure. You know what? I'm actually going to let the AI claim this region, and I want to see if they try to clear out the bandits and if they actually start a second village, because that would mean that the AI is definitely improved a lot compared to the previous update. So let's just keep fast forwarding a bit. I should have just let it play. Yeah, because this is going to go way too quick. I'm never going to be able to counter that, and we didn't really put any effort into creating an army so far. So, and we should also probably start thinking about getting some influence, because if the AI starts claiming all the other regions, that also means that we won't have bandit camps spawn anymore. And yeah, the bandit camps give you very easy influence, basically. So we should definitely get into that. Okay, let's see. Oh, another ruler's army was sighted. Aha, okay, so he hired mercs. Yes, he hired brigands for hire. And something else? Did he do anything else? He bought them off the map. Okay, so the AI doesn't use its own armies, I guess. I guess it uses mercenaries completely. which is interesting because it's now hired mercenaries to go and clear out these bandit camps, I'm going to assume. Yes. This is holy shit. Holy shit. It's a very steep steep mountainside. They're fighting in the river. Well, whatever. They're fighting in the river on the mountainside. Actually, they're... Oh, no, never mind. I thought they were losing for a second there, but it's... they destroyed them. They did lose a couple units, but it's nothing too bad. I wonder what they're doing now. Are they going to claim this bandit camp? This unit is actually standing still and not doing anything. Another bandit camp spawned immediately. Aha. Okay, these are two that we could get if they don't go for it. Because he just claimed this one. And he also claimed this region with another bandit camp. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do. Actually, they're immediately going for it. Just clearing out all the bandits. Maybe we should have thought about getting some mercs. Currently nothing is available that we can hire though, because we don't have any money. The AI does do a simple charge and attack. It's losing a lot of units to just some bandits, which is funny to me. But I wonder, if he's gonna clear these out, then we probably wasted a lot of time. Yeah, I think he's gonna clear it out. Yeah. Oh, dude, this AI made a lot of money in a very short time period and claimed another region. Interesting. Okay, so I completely didn't bother with expanding very fast because I thought the AI would still be pretty brain dead, but it's clearly not brain dead anymore. It seems that in year 5 they definitely... I don't know if it's the year, but I'm going to assume it's tied to some sort of timer or limit. Holy shit, dude, they're almost losing. Are you kidding me? Oh, another army is sighted. And he's claiming another region. Oh, this AI is going for it. That is interesting, to say the least. Okay. Cool. Okay, I didn't expect the AI to actually put in so much effort. Let's see. Oh, they're not actually going for the region. I think what we could do, technically, is we definitely will be able to take these out. I'm going to quickly... I hope this is not going to crash the game because I'm still building it, but I'm going to quickly rally my retinue and claim this camp really quick. Since they already killed all the bandits that were part of it, I can go claim the rest. Because it seems like, yeah, they're not moving towards the camp anymore. Interesting. This is how you can basically steal the actual resources you get from the bandit camps anyway, because the AI will just, like it did before, it will just move there, fight the battle first, and if you were quick enough, you can quickly, in between, go and take it out. So yeah, let's keep an eye on the retinue, who's moving. Let's see our guys. I think you can actually see, they should have names and stuff like that, because as far, no, I don't think you can see it when they're actually spawned, but you can see it once you customize them. Wow, I got my first bot in chat. That's nice. Can you like, nah, it's whatever. I don't really care, actually. It basically goes to streams probably that have like 0 to no viewers, and then it just goes in there too. Sorry. It just goes in there to be like, oh, hey, you want some view bot? And nah, I don't really care. I'm just doing this for fun. I don't really need viewers per se. Let's see. Why are they not moving? I guess they're trying to link up, because right now their effectiveness is way down because their cohesiveness is basically none. Yeah, they're trying to actually link up. Well, we can make them link up for a second. Here you go, going along. There you go. Oh, you can't do that anymore? Yes, sire. There you go. Effectiveness is 100. Not that it really matters. This is an empty bandit camp, but it looks cooler when they march that way. Let's see. Oh, where did it spawn me? Not anywhere close to where I wanted it to be. How about here? It spawns me somewhere else completely. I don't know where that would be. Oh, I guess actually maybe it's this road where it spawns me. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Our guys should be coming over the hill in a second now. There they are. Wait. We're missing a guy. Where's the fifth one? Did he go on his own? Come on, lads. Let's go. I dislike how the model for the third person guy that we're walking around with is so much larger than the average civilian in the game. It just looks a bit weird. Where's the fifth guy, though? It's a good question. Oh, he's... Okay. Why... How did he... I guess he got stuck somewhere? Doesn't really matter. Let's just claim that, and then we can get that money. It's interesting to me that... yeah, the AI claimed this region, but I guess they're not spawning a settlers camp because there's obviously still bandits there. Oh, they even hired more mercenaries. Huh. Some archers. These, I think, are these the good archers? No, they're the light mercenary archers. You also have the heavy ones. Yeah, these ones. These can actually take quite a good beating in a fight if they get charged. But you don't want to don't have that happen. But they're okay. These are trash though. They're only good for some ranged skirmishing. Another ruler army was sighted. It's just, they came out of the forest, I guess. It removes line of sight. I mean, this looks really good. Like, this is just the AI village, right? A new message. Oh, interesting. What's this? Oh, of course. Yeah, I want this to be in my treasury. There we go. So we can get some more, I keep calling this gold and this silver, but it's regional wealth and treasury. But we can pretend it is, right? No one's stopping me. Okay, so how's everything looking? We are very close to running out the clay surface. Sorry, the salt surface. I'm gonna go grab my coffee real quick. So it's going to be 1 second. All right, coffee. Yeah, it says 73. Great. I did not expect this field to be so profitable, but then I looked and it has a very high fertility actually for rye. And rye it's much less strong than I think it's called emmer, no? It's called emmer. Yeah, emmer. Then emmer or wheat fertility. No, not fertility. I mean the production of it. I think one normal flour or wheat flour produces 4 bread at a bakery and 2 bread at a communal oven. And for rye, it's 1 to 1 in a communal oven and 1 to 2 at a bakery. Yeah, here we go. It says ingredients. Honey. Yeah, honey is an ingredient. It apparently isn't actually to be eaten. I think the Lebkuchen are probably... Or Lebkuchen? Lebkuchen? I think those are probably for... where the honey is used in. Spices, honey, and then probably some flour. Maybe herbs? I don't know what they're made out of, actually. Should look that up real quick. I don't even know what they are. I do know they're like a famous cookie, but... Let's see. Oh yeah, Honeykuchen. Honigkuchen. Oh yeah, I know these. They're just called differently where I'm from. Okay. Yeah, they're basically honey, spices, and nuts can be added to them. And they're basically baked as cookies. Cool. Leibspeise. Okay, cool. Cool. Maybe... I don't think we can make those yet, even at a bakery. It doesn't say. It only says... Yeah. There's no option. Maybe at a bakery, but I don't think it's in the game yet. Oh, I think there's a drought. Are you seeing this? This all looks very bright. That probably means that my rye will start going down as well. I think that's how it works, right? Yeah. It's only at 40% fertility now. Actually, no, it doesn't seem to have mattered at all. This does go down over time. I wonder. We'll see what happens. But it does look like there's a drought right now because it's very bright for a normal for the normal settings. So I'm going to assume there's an effect going on somewhere. Let's disband this unit, which means to return to the manor. And we only build a very simple manor. Just a tower and a little palisade around it. I've seen people that made some very intricate and large cities, and I can highly recommend you go to the Discord for Manor Lords. Because over there you can see some amazing screenshots in the channel, the screenshot channel they have.
Pass me the hammer, will you?
Let's see. Do we still have? Yeah, we have plenty of planks and timber. I put these. I got these people off of working in the fields, and I did the same actually for the firewood because we have 25 months. My original plan was to actually start selling firewood, but the AI trades a lot of it, so the prices of it go down very quickly, which just make it not worth it to sell. It's only one regional wealth per thing. Might as well keep it or sell it internally, which I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sell it probably internally to this region, because they have the rich iron, so they'll probably have a lot of bloomeries. The bloomeries will need a lot of firewood. And also what I want to do here is basically remove... I'm probably going to keep these woods over here. But I'm going to try to remove as much of these woods over here. And these woods over here. And this. You know, these little parts as well. So we can make more use. Because this isn't a very big region. So we can get optimal use out of the barley we want to produce here, because that's going to be the most important thing. I think food wise it's never really a big problem anywhere you spawn, since you have the affinities, right? And these affinities work really well into, for instance, vegetable farms would be very profitable in places where you have a high pollination level or a high meadow level. Same thing goes for, you know, the woodlands. Like pigs produce a lot more in places where there's a lot of wood. These don't have anything yet. Not sure what they could do with this. Like if you have a lot of farmland, you can have a higher rate of, I don't know, sheep spawning or something like that. Like because you have more feed. I guess something like that. Maybe it will tie into later cattle or other, maybe horses even? I wonder. This is obviously, rural is obviously, I think this should probably give you bonuses towards like happiness or something like that maybe, or I don't know. And artisans do currently have one, local handyman, but this is just a bit lame. Increases the durability of maintenance. Basically means that your artisans require less maintenance. I mean, at the time that you can produce or build level 3 or tier 3 buildings that require or give you that bonus, you're already probably producing so much of something that it doesn't really matter to that at that point, but whatever. This game does look great. It does look very good. Chugging along. We got a lot of herbs we might be able to sell. And I'm thinking about maybe selling the honey, since it's an ingredient and it doesn't seem like it's actually consumed. And I think honey, since it is an ingredient, sorry, these one, crafting materials. Yeah, herbs sell for 2, which is nice. But honey actually sells for 4, which is really good. So I'm thinking about maybe just getting a couple more apiaries, which would increase the pollination level. Currently we only get plus 4% of the pollination level, which increases your total yield. Since I'm not producing a lot of agricultural products, I could use every bonus I can get. I'm not sure how it applies it. If it like just adds it to this. Let's see. Crop yields are increased by an amount equal to 30%. Okay, of the combined affinity and the apiary values. And my apiary value is 25 because we get plus 4. Let's see here. We get plus... Where can I see that? Yeah, we get plus 4 from pollination, which can go up to plus 10. And then the meadow environment is 21. So that's why it's 25. Let's see. Yeah, 25%. So you get... Am I saying this right? Is increased by an amount equal to 30% of the total meadow environment. So it's gonna be 30% of 25 extra crops? Is that what it's trying to say? I'm not sure how I'm supposed to interpret I'm supposed to interpret this. Yields are increased by an amount equal to 30% of the combined value. The combined value I have is 25, and I get an amount equal to 30% of that. Yeah, so 30% of 25 would be the amount of extra goods you get from rye fields. What does it say? Rye fields, orchards, and vegetable plots, which we have going. Yeah, we got some apple orchard going over here, which is going to be nice. Then we also have, we have at least one of each type of food, except for fishes. I do want to get, like I said, some more pork going, because eventually those will be turned into... I mean, it did say, enables the production of mutton, hides from surplus livestock, and sausages from salt and meats. It does say meats, so I'm going to assume it actually allows you to do all meats, which means I could make sausages from small game, which we have a lot of. And since our woodland affinity is very high, these respawn very quickly. Might be an idea to actually not go too much into the pork, so we can keep the rural low, around 8%, and then we move. Then we keep this. So we keep this up basically. Bark gathering. Yeah, this is all fine. This is okay. I want to keep it high, especially for this. Although the mushrooms do still feed our town. I'm still hovering between 12 and 15 months of food supply, which is exactly what I want. I always want to have about a year ahead. But we're really quickly draining these mushrooms. So if we start growing any more, we'll quickly see that we're going to need a little bit more vegetable production as well. But I think since this is all level 1 and they can get it from all of these 4 categories, it's gonna be a while yet before we need that. But if we ever get to a tier 2 and tier 3 in this town, for sure we need more vegetables, because it's just gonna drain relatively quickly. But yeah, we can at least feed them with sausages, the level 2 people, because sausages do count as meats, I think. Yeah, they're just meats. Mutton as well. Don't really... We do have a lot of space here. What we could do is perhaps do start some kind of sheep farming over here. And then we sacrifice some... I guess it would sacrifice either... No, it doesn't seem that it would sacrifice meadow. I think it would sacrifice the woodland because it's just the most. Even though we technically build it on the meadows, but I think it's part of the meadows. Or would it be part of rural? It doesn't really say what affects what. Like, for instance, I understand, obviously, if I remove this, or like these woods, the meadow should increase, right? Because more of it becomes meadow, which is, I'm going to assume, just the fields of grass. But if I build something on an area of meadow, like for instance this, or a sheep farm, or like a pasture, I'm not sure if that would increase the meadow or decrease the woodland, because technically I'm not removing any woodland, and I'm also replacing it with something that is used on the meadow anyway. So you'd assume that these numbers would stay the same. Obviously, if I build more housing, this will go up, meaning this will go down, and this will go down, respectively. Same for farmland, but this is pretty straightforward. Obviously, we have 1% since we have some farmland. That's why I don't want to build much more farmland. Maybe, like we discussed yesterday, I want to do at least one more rye farm over here. Since that one is so profitable, I might just do it. Because, yeah, there's a lot of level 3 rye field over here as well. And I think... Yeah, we should easily be able to fit 3 plots there, which only go into the level 2 and level 3 ranges, I think it would be better. I'm colorblind, by the way, so this is really hard for me to see. Like this and this color, like the level 2 and the level 1 is basically the same. I just don't see any difference. Guess this would be better because it goes into the level 3 a little bit more. And I'm not, yeah, I can. I mean, we can already put them down, so we at least have them for sure. Something like this, perhaps? It's not 100% optimal, I know, but doesn't matter too much to me. So we can get some more rye going. Let's see what the... Yeah, this is 89%, 97%. And this one is a little bit low. It's okay. I guess we could move it a little bit more over here. You know what I could do? I can probably do this. How about this? We put another one next to it and we'll see which one's higher and then remove the lowest one. Something like this. Yeah, this one's much better. I'll just remove this one. There you go. We got 3 fields that have almost 100% fertility on them, which is this is great. This is gonna yield another 70 or so rye that way. So let's see. The manor is over here. Where would we realistically build a little road? I guess we can build a little road going like this. Maybe a little bit around this hill, around the trees. Let's zoom out a little bit more. And then they would reach the fields like this. Let's zoom in a little bit like this. Go around a little bit, so... And of course like this. I like to make them look a bit uneven, so that it just looks a little bit nicer that way. I don't like this corner, but it's... Yeah, we're gonna redo that corner. That just doesn't look good. There we go. It doesn't seem that there's actually a snapping point on this side, so I'll just probably just leave it like this. There you go. That's fine. Then you'd want a farmhouse here. Do I want to put a mill here? Oh, we do have 100% here for a mill, which is nice. Guess we could build it looking this way. Wouldn't make much sense, would it? Like there's not enough wind to be caught. I guess you could caught the wind over here, something like this. Oh yeah, I turned on day and night cycles. These look. This is nighttime. It's cosmetic, but it looks cool, and they changed the sound effects a little bit, so there's like crickets going on. This looks really nice though. I wish I figured out how to do the... There should be a camera mode. Controls. Let's see. Cinematic mode. Control and C. Okay. There you go. Ooh, there's a nice swerve to the camera. Yeah, this game is beautiful. It looks so good. I like it when it's a little bit more zoomed in though, so you can see the night sky. This is very awkward to control, by the way, because it's very it's very slow to control it. Let's see. Control C. There you go. This is a lot better. It's a lot more snappy, which I like personally. Not sure if I like this road, but I also want to kind of have some extra space to maybe expand the castle at some point. And I also, like I said, I might want to do some sheep farming over here near the Lord's castle. And I don't want to get it too much in the way of the original town that we have, which is probably going to extend, let's say, something like this at most. Which will be quite big for, like, realistically for a town. Or, like, a village, at least. But, for the game, it's like, what else are you gonna do, right? What else are you gonna build? But I do like to expand a little bit by having, like, little villages going off, like how we started over here. And then we grow towards it. Because I want to do another little village over here as well, and then maybe something here, like I said, with the sheep, and now something here for that last rye that we got. Let's see if there's actually any water availability. That's actually kind of important. There is over here. So what we could do actually is maybe we could just build it over here. We basically built something that's similar to this, and realistically there wouldn't be multiple windmills for just one field. Building a windmill is quite expensive, and what a lord would do is he would build the windmill, and then he would basically allow / force the peasants to use his windmill in exchange for payments. And that way, that's one of the ways that during the later Middle Ages, the lower nobility started making money instead of just using their serfs or their peasants as labor force. Because eventually money started becoming much more important than actual labor force, because population started to rise, and cities started to make a lot of money because they were doing trade. And since local nobles only owned, local pieces of regions where not a lot of stuff was actually being produced, they started to look for ways how to also get more money. And one of those things was starting to levy different taxes on the usage of certain, how do you say, I guess, would it be amenities? It's not really an amenity, is it? Like, the usage of certain, I guess they would give them certain rights, I guess you could say it, like a milling right, and they would grant a town like a milling right. Oh, you have the right to use my mill. I'll build the mill, and you have a right to use it. It was kind of enforced semi, because a peasant couldn't move any. It's not like they could go anywhere else with their grains, right, to mill it. So they would still be forced to do it. But yeah, in a game like this, it doesn't really represent that. Maybe later, because it does say in the you can't see it right now, but there is a text menu which has several different taxes. So maybe later, when the game is fully released, they'll have different forms of taxation going on, because realistically also mines would be taxed very heavily, because they would often be rented out to local burghers or richer people in the area, because a noble like this that would own this land was often not rich enough to pay and maintain mines himself. I mean, there were obviously cases, and these nobles were tended to be on the richer side, but generally they weren't very rich. The burghers quickly caught up to the economic situation, while the nobility lagged behind, which is also one of the main reasons why the burgher class eventually puts an end to the feudal system, so to say, because around the at the end of the early modern era, you basically you get the revolutions, in which basically that burgher class overtakes the social structure completely. AI is still slowly growing. it's interesting to me, because they did hire those mercs, right? Those mercenaries to claim this region. Aha, okay. Interesting. So they are actually building a second town here. Do you see this? But the funny thing is, I think that town got wiped out immediately because they didn't kill the bandits here. Yeah, you see? These are carts. Oh, here's a villager. They did flee. You know what? I think I might be able to actually snipe. Wait, you don't get influence anymore from... Oh, you only get the influence from killing the bandits, not from raiding their camps. Okay, interesting. We should have probably paid attention to that. I am actually going to, since the AI is not doing anything with it, I'm going to be a little sneaky. And I'm going to... Can I... Why is this not... Why can I not spawn it here? That's interesting. Okay. Well, whatever. Spawn it there. Don't run. And just... collect yourself a bit. And I'm just gonna move my troops all the way over here. And I'm gonna claim this bandit camp, because it doesn't seem like they're actually claiming it for some reason. I don't know why. You'd think that they would do that, because they are seemingly creating a second village. A very large village at that. It even goes over into their other region, which is cool. I like that idea. I wonder how that would work, though, for them. Huh, interesting. Okay, they probably collected. Let's move here. It's gonna be... I think it's gonna take them at least a month to move to the other end of the map. Maybe a month for back and forth, but it's the time does go very slowly. But a map like this is quite large, and they go over the hills, which does actually slow them down, because they just take the most straightforward line towards the target I set. So we'll see. I hope we don't forget, so that's why I'm actually putting it on there right away, so we actually get that pop-up message when they claim the bandit camp. But it would give us some extra treasury money, which we can use to... I guess we're going to upgrade our retinue with it, so we can start taking out bandit camps without having to worry about losing villagers. I mean, they can probably handle them on their own, but yeah. Why waste life and expensive resources like the shields and the spears when you can just send your retinue at it, right? And this is not a very combat heavy scenario. There's a chance we might even lose, but well, lose is a strong word. There's a chance the AI might gobble up all of the territories before we really put any effort into claiming them. Maybe I'll just restart at that point, but for now I'll just try. I'll just try. Yeah, this is gonna take a while before they reach all the way at the other end of the map. For us, let's see, it's June, which means that our crops are gonna be growing, and now droughts are actually possible. Aha, okay. Does this mean that a drought basically destroyed all of my... It says crop growth 100%, predicted 73, but when I hover over it, it says 0. So I'm curious, will this pop up once the harvesting season starts? It will say 73 out of 73. Anyway, we should probably put a move on creating a little farmstead over here, because they are going to be able to plow and harvest it this year, probably still. Let's just build it around something like this. Put a well down corner of the field. Farmhouse, or what's it called? Yeah, farmhouse. Put it something like this. No, don't. clip to it. Maybe a little bit further down then. I don't want to move it too far because the effectiveness of them being closer to their line of work is actually kind of important for the farmhouse building, because it takes a long time for them to move from the farmhouse to the fields, which is all time you're just wasting not harvesting. But 2 families should be enough. There you go. Build it like that. And have a little road going between these two. And between this. Something like that. And then, of course, this looks okay. And then what we can do is, oh, we already have one of those. We want to have burgage plots. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. I want to build yeah, maybe we can make this a little bit longer. Something like this. And then we do a little road like that. And then we basically, is this gonna work? Because it technically is almost out of bounds of the map. Oh yeah, perfect, this would work. It would be 4 houses, but I prefer maybe these, because this would look nicer. Although this is also just 4 families still, and this as well. 4 families. I do also require a granary. Because they're gonna be... Are they going to be milling the grain here? I think I do want to do that because it's just... It's... I mean, obviously, realistically, the grain would just be threshed here. Threshed? Into actual grains. Like the sheaves would be threshed into grains, I mean. And then they would be transported to a central mill. Because, like I said, the mill would be a pretty important building in a region like this. Where there would be a lot of farming. Well, not like this, but in a region where there would be a lot of farming. A mill doesn't... Sorry, grains don't really spoil unless they get wet. So, realistically, it would be better to just move it back and forth. But for the game, that requires a guy to move from there to there. And the way it works is these granary people, they will move around the map to pick this up. But what I've done is I've disabled them picking up most of this stuff. Because otherwise, once it's in a building and it comes up in the queue to be picked up, the farmers or the miller can't actually use it. Because what will then happen if I have a granary here where I allow, for instance, the grain, right? And the miller wants to go pick it up. Well, no, I'm explaining this wrong. Here, grain gets threshed. Sorry, sheaves get threshed into grain, which can then be marked for pickup by a granary that would be over here. Meaning that they will stay in this farmhouse until it's picked up. But since this is on the other end of the map, they would walk quite a far away to just pick that stuff up. So what I could do, perhaps, I think they don't have that option, do they? You can limit the work area. Interesting. I could try to do this and maybe set it up that way by limiting the work area. But then again, that means that they will never pick it up to actually mill it over here because it would be too far away. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. Let's at least hit play so they can start building those other buildings we put down. Like the well and the farmhouse, because those are the minimum we're going to need. If we put down a granary over here, where would we put it anyway? Interesting. really think about that yet. Maybe we can put it down something like this. I mean, we could also just put down a storehouse, both a storehouse and a granary here, and basically make it into a little farmstead, just like we have over there. But then again, that's just gonna, yeah, put a drain on my. Actually, yeah, interesting. It did take away or put farmland into away from the meadowing instead of from the forest, since I didn't destroy any forest. I guess you can get that back up by pollination, by giving your burgage plots honey to produce. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to at least do something like this. I think that looks fine. It does look a little bit weird, but it's okay. At least gonna do this, and then maybe over here we can build another, some kind of. I mean, we could also just build the granary behind the houses, because we need 1, 2, 3, 4 people exactly for that. Yeah. Might look a little bit weird, but I think I'm just gonna put the granary all the way in the back here. So these backyards can line up with a back road a bit better. And maybe something like this. There you go, it's okay. That looks okay. Have a granary here with 4 people, and then obviously the last important, maybe most important thing, the mill, which we can then put very close to the actual granary, which is nice. I think I'm just gonna put it here, top of the hill. It's a little bit more elevated than the rest, so that will look nice. Although I don't want to put it in front of that, so then it would be blocking the wind it could get, even though it doesn't really matter in the game. This looks fine to me. Let's see, where's the snapping point for the mill? There's no snapping point for the mill? I thought I saw one just now. I guess maybe it doesn't always work. Let's see, something like this. How much curvature? I want a little bit more curvature. Place it something like this, and one coming from this backyard. Maybe have a path go around the house. Not gonna be possible since it's the end of the map anyway. That's fine. So we have a windmill, a granary, and 2 burgage plots where we can produce or put in 4 families, and then we have 2 in the farmhouse, 1 in the granary, and 1 in the windmill. And I think what I might do is I might just disable this one, because this one is really far away from the town. This one is reasonably far, but it's still doable. And also, since I have both a granary and a storehouse over in this one, because of the tannery, and I'm producing apples and honey over here, which are going to be, you know, the apples are going to be quite important, because I probably want to build maybe 1 or 2 more fruit orchards over here later down the line. And over here, I think I'm just going to leave this as is. Just going to be producing honey there. Honey doesn't spoil, so it doesn't really matter how far it's transported. But the grains do need to be inside somewhere, so that's why I did go for a granary over here. Yeah, that's basically my reasoning behind that. Okay. Yeah, we'll just have to wait until this is built. This is gonna take a long time. Because they are only with the two of them, and they need to move it all the way from over there, and they're also building the manor. But the manor is next to complete, so that's actually kind of nice. They only have to actually build it, because all the transported goods are there. Like I said, I built a very simple manor. Just a little circle with a tower and a main building. You can make some pretty looking stuff, but I feel, yeah, this needs to be expanded upon. It's quite obvious it's still in development. I think it even says so in the tooltips, because there currently is buildings like the tax office that don't actually do anything. It would be cool to see if we can like this would be a main building, and you have like, I don't know, actual quarters where you have to put your servants. Or, I guess, tax people. I mean, the tower is in use by the retinue already. It does add retinue capacity, which is nice. So that symbolizes where they would live a little bit. But it would be cool if we can build actual, like, large towers into this, because towers would function often as armories and barracks. And currently we can only build one tower, and besides that some smaller, I guess they're called watchtowers in the game. They wouldn't really house any space to actually keep stuff. And castles were nothing more than fortified houses where the nobility lived for their own security, right? Because they were important people, so to say. They're nothing more than, you know, burgage plots, but for very, very rich people that own a lot of land and want to defend it. Just houses. They're not only military structures, right? As we often envision they're just military structures, but I think it's the other way around. It's a house that has a military function, right? I think this will look nice here in the corner. It's sad that we can't build into this to make the road a little bit disappear off the map. This looks a bit weird, because this would definitely be connected up somewhere. Maybe what I can do is, once I have this region under control, I could link up this road. That would be kind of nice. Something like, maybe we can already do it. Ah, there you go. Yeah, we can already do it. There you go. Linked up that road. This is how our two regions will be connected. I also think that actually we are already connected somehow through this forest path. Yeah, we are, like this. Interesting, okay. Although I don't understand why the king would build a road going through a forest like this if there's just this open field. I guess the developer just leaves it up to us to fill in this wide open space. I think I'm gonna play for some 15 minutes more, or let's just say until this is finished and this is finished. This is gonna be done in like a couple minutes, and this is probably gonna take another couple minutes more. It shouldn't be too much effort. Most of it's just hauling. Yeah, most of it is actually hauling a lot of some planks, but most of it is hauling timber, which since we only have 4 oxen, well, only 4 oxen. 4 oxen is okay, but the more the better, right? We could actually upgrade that a little bit as well. Get some more oxen. Where will we put those, though? I mean, the development of this central town has stopped quite a bit because I want to be careful about preserving, not going too high on the rural. But it will probably, I guess this will even out once the town is finished around 60%, I'm gonna guess. Because some of this rural affinity will turn into urban affinity once we reach level 3 buildings. So maybe we can dip it down another, 10%. Gonna try to keep that as high as possible though, by trying to replant all of this, and we constantly have 4 foresters working on this area to replant all of it. Let's see if we can spot one of them. There's a sapling over here. I don't see them working. Maybe they can't actually find planting spots. No, they are. Looking for planting spots, looking for planting. They're helping guiding the oxen, actually, which is nice. Which means that most of this area is actually planted fully. Yeah, they're all looking for planting spots. Interesting. Interesting. They're not actually planting, which means that we probably could afford to... this is free to move. Okay. Might not want to actually move it, though. Just gonna leave it here, and it would probably be easier for me to just build some more forester huts as separate buildings. Like here, and for instance... here on the hill would look kind of nice, right? And maybe one over here, which can then work on these. Oh, that's too far. Work on this area to fill that back up with a lot of forest area. There we go. And then follow the hill a bit. Something like this. I guess this looks okay. I could connect this up to this road. It's over here as well, but I'm not sure why someone would take this path going off the map, since the foresters that would live here would probably live somewhere around here. So, but yeah, this looks nice like this. And then we can start filling this up with forest as well. Am I gonna reforest any other area? I might actually want to cut some of this down so this looks a little bit nicer. At least this I want to probably get rid of. And maybe have some sheep farm. And then we could probably... I guess we could try to reforest maybe this area over here. A little bit smaller, something like this. And also, of course, we can reforest this area. Don't really need that. It's all the way uphill. This is all... yeah, it's all uneven terrain. We could probably make this all forested as well. It should probably add a couple percentages to give us leeway once we build more other buildings. I just want to keep that as high as possible, like I said. Let's see. Is this run out yet? Almost run out yet. Deep mine. There's only 10 planks. I don't think... oh, we do have some planks yet. There we go. They finally reached the other side of the map. It took them 2 months. It took them 2 months to walk all the way from there, from the manor. Now, let's make them walk back. We do have enough to add another 4, I think. It's 50 per extra retinue member. Which we can then upgrade. The AI has started to lay out a town over here, but I'm still not 100% certain if they're actually building anything. We did see some villagers running around. But it seems the AI might be stuck. They claimed it, they put down the roads, and they hadn't actually killed the bandit camp that was here, but they did hire mercenaries. We did see them hire mercenaries. And also, it bothers me a little bit that they didn't connect up this road. They do have one of the few rich stone resources here. So I hope that they're actually going to cultivate that, because, aha, they have over here, they have a quarry over here. People are working. Nice. Interesting. They already made it a deep mine, I think, because it doesn't say a number on it anymore, which it does do here. Yeah, surface is 1,000, and the surface over here is 0. Oh, actually, no, yeah, no, it's a quarry. You can see, this looks like a quarry. It looks a bit weird because it's into the mountain like this, but oh well. Yeah, it's endless resource. Cool. Let's see. Maybe we can check the price for stone and mortar and stuff. It hasn't gone down yet. The AI does tend to overproduce its stuff and sell it on the market, and then the price will go down. But it hasn't for the dressed stone, so I guess they're not producing that yet. It hasn't for the rubble stone either, which is only one. Why does it say 1 to 11 only on this one? Maybe we can... No, we can't regional trade this. I don't know why this is saying 1 to 11. Anyway, we do need some mortar and some dressed stone, which is incredibly expensive, to upgrade the church and upgrade the manor if we want to. We do have the roof tiles, because we produce those locally. We need 20 dressed stone, which, yeah, it's going to be a lot of money to import. And 10 mortar. Let's see. Yeah, it would be 110 and 2, 3, 40. Some 500 regional wealth to just upgrade the church. Do I want to start importing that though? We can afford it, but it's, yeah. It's gonna take a big drain on it. And it might give us the last nudge of approval because the amenities will be higher. So I think once the church goes a higher level, fulfills requirements for burgage plots. Fulfills 2 church level requirements for burgage plots, it says. I don't know if that actually is counted among this. I'm gonna assume that amenities is what that translates into. So we'll have to take a look at that. But here we go. This is 99%. The last person is building the tower of the manor, and they're building the tax office as well. This is why I like building or playing in normal speed, so you can just look around the map the whole time and things will just keep going and you'll never really... I mean, yeah, you can fuck up, but the time loss will be very minimal, since on speed 1 it moves very slow. This looks nice, especially with the nighttime. I like that I turn on the nighttime cycle, day and night cycle. This looks very cool. I mean, it's finished for 99%, but it still needs to build the entire tax office building. I guess it just spawns in. It says 100% now, but this is, if it was 100%, it would be done, right? That's what 100% means, but no, apparently not. Oh, that's interesting. It actually stores them in here. I think it will be some time, but the manor will definitely servants where they both live and work at the manor. Yeah, the manor will probably be overhauled at some point. And the game is called Manor Lords after all. It's supposed to be centered around your noble guy who owns a region, or multiple regions, I guess. Some of this stuff will probably be overhauled in the coming years. I mean, it says 100%, but it's clearly not done yet. There we go. Oh yeah, it just spawns this in. That's okay. There we go. The tax office is a bit buggy, it seems. It doesn't have a door. So it's just an empty building. That looks a bit lame. Oh well. The manor itself looks neat. I like this. This is cool. This is a nice manor. And now we can check taxes. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Banalities. This is what I was saying before. How lords would, you know, basically gain taxes for the use of their property, instead of only getting serfs as labor force. Trade tax, collect regional wealth from every transaction with a visiting traveling merchant. Ooh, that seems interesting. Mercenary tax, amount raised from regional wealth to cover hiring of mercenary companies. Won't cause loss of approval as long as mercenaries are actually employed. That would be really cool to implement this, because there's an achievement to only use mercenaries and then win a game. I think it's against a baron. Citizen tax, collected from regional wealth, calculated only per burgage plot of level 3 and above. Okay. And then the banalities, collected from regional wealth from every time the mill grounds 100 grain into flour. I'm not sure how that would calculate this, because that means every time 100 grain gets milled into flour. Which would mean that right now, with the current setup we have, this would actually grant me 0, right? Because it's only 73. So it would be 30 off as a tax. And then there's a war tax, okay. Collected from regional wealth if the player is in an official state of war. Okay, that's cool. So you can basically, which is very realistic, right? It's like a protection scheme, basically. Nobles would levy extra taxes when they were at war, because they would have obviously have extra expenses, and the reasoning behind it would often be, you know, this is for your own safety. Got to pay me some more money. This could be forced. Not always was it forced, especially on higher nobility. For instance, people that had actual, I want to say parliaments, but it's not really the right word. I guess parliaments is the right word, where the estates would come together to discuss like the levying of taxes and how the realm would be ruled and which laws would be applied for that year and so forth, stuff like that. And they would discuss, you know, they would sometimes offer the lord, okay, we'll agree with paying an extra war tax or funding your armies with our own private money, if you give us more rights, if you give us certain rights, or if you give us, you know, maybe some property, or maybe the rights to put a toll on a certain road, and then that they can keep the money themselves, so they have a more steady income instead of just having trade. And that way, you know, money flowed back and forth between the nobility and the burgher class, or like the other nobles. And yeah, this is how the economy actually started going back up relatively quickly after the Black Death basically killed, what is it, a third of Europe. No, it's more like, is it a third? Is it 2/3 or a half? At least it was like apocalyptic whole amounts of people that died. Pretty sure it's maybe half even, yeah. Anyway, let's see how far this farmstead's coming along, because I kind of want to stop right now. It's been a good while. I don't think this is going to finish before I kind of want to call it quits, so I'm probably going to save it right here. I'll leave it with a nice view of the village. There you go. We'll confirm this. Save it. And then we go back here. Well, we don't need to start soon or countdown timer. Thank you very much if anyone was watching, and I am going right now. Bye bye.